Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. So we're going to go over some XRP news today, a little bit of Algorand, and I have maybe one or two documents, if we can get to them in this video, that I believe are extremely impactful for anybody that's holders of any of the bank coins, XRP, XLM, Algorand, which the future is extremely bright if you're a holder of those bank coins. See, and because of that, that certainty of the partnerships that they've made, because we haven't entered the utility age just yet, right? But when utility kicks in, these bank coins are going to take off. Theoretically speaking, no guarantees, of course, but this is what they're made to do. Some of them are liquidity tokens, some are settlement tokens, some smart contract platforms, right? Some are traceability protocols. Well, when we get to the utility, just purely utility side of things. But also, you know, Algorand can be used as a utility protocol as well, right? So, and it's a pure bank coin. They have to be used. Then you have to ask yourself, and just let me go through this before we get to these articles. You have to ask yourself, who are they targeted to? Targeted toward as far as their use? They're targeted to large banks, financial institutions, governments. They couldn't be any more hugged up with the governments. You got Ripple close to the governments, Algorand's close to the governments, Stellar's close to the governments. I mean, you don't get more of a beautiful setup if we're talking about utility, which is why there's so much comfort taken in the utility coins. You know, whether you're holding them or you're going to buy back in later, or you're a newcomer and you're just getting into them now. They're not like other crypto, which, you know, they're just speculation. They have no utility. So then you have to go through these hard times like right now. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the difference. The regular crypto, their price goes down. There's no telling if they're coming back. There's no telling if that price is going to rise again. While anybody, pretty much anybody that's holding any of the bank coins over the last year or few years, understands they're going to explode to such a degree that none of these prices matter whatsoever. If the banks haven't stepped in yet, commercial or central, none of these prices matter whatsoever, because people are holding them, waiting on those banks to step in, those large financial institutions to step in. They're waiting for the B2B trillions of dollars to flow in, B2B cross-border payments to flow in. And we're going to cover a little bit of that. Oh, I have some potent documents today. They're waiting for the C2C, customer to customer, person to person, retail trillions to flow in. There's all these trillions that have yet to come in, that stand to come in when the utility age kicks off. Now, they're still setting up infrastructure. So we still have, you know, according to Ripple, 4 more years. According to Bank of International Settlements, 3 to 5. According to JP Morgan, what did they say? 2 to 3? 3 years? 2 to 3 years? They had the most ambitious 2 years. 2 years to set up all those infrastructures. So I'm going to go with the 3 and just take it 3 to 5. I think because it takes more time. Listen, when you're setting up a new financial ecosystem, you know, a new financial system globally really is what's happening. It takes time. Everything needs to be running to a degree off of these things, right? Central banks have to convert certain things over. Commercial banks have to convert certain things over. There's policies and regulations that have to come into play. All of these different facets that regular crypto and regular technologies don't really have to worry about. Crypto is in a very strange but good place as far as the bank coins are concerned, right? So let's just start here. This is on cryptopolitan.com. I love these articles because I barely even look at the charts. I do look once in a while, but the charts, when it comes to utility coins, the charts don't matter. What is it? I mean, utility coins are never going to be quick money plays. It's not going to happen. Some of them have so many coins. You have to wait on mass adoption. You have to wait on the large financial institutions to step in. That's why they have so many. When you're talking about moving all the money, if you're talking about XRP, then you have to have a high circulating supply, right? You got a little bit in escrow and things like that. You want to allocate them, move them around a little bit. Send some in prime corridors. Make sure you got enough for on-demand liquidity. Look, all of these systems that flow in and out of one another, I look at them all as one, since they're an interoperable system. I look at Algorand, XLM, XRP, Cello, they all flow seamlessly into each other, and there's not enough whatsoever. If you look at how many, like in comparison, if we're looking at them as the new financial system, right? And they're sort of together a one world currency, right? XLM flows into XRP, XRP flows into XLM. There's really not a difference. Like when you put your fiat in the future, you're not going to know what's moving what, really. You just know the system. And it's supposed to all function seamlessly behind the scenes. This is not supposed to be an engine on top of the car that you're looking at. It's an engine below the hood, and you just know the car runs very well. You don't need to know all the intricacies of the engine. You get what I'm saying? But yes, it takes time to set all of that up. Quant is in there to link the bank coins, in my humble opinion, the bank coins with the legacy system offering so that it doesn't take more time to set all of this up, because the banks have been talking about the interoperability between the systems. So it's not really their concern with the interoperability of the blockchains with each other. That's going pretty good. Even when you consider bridges and things like that, even with the risks that bridges have, and some of the banks have covered that in certain documents recently. The risk of bridges. I posted some of those documents in the members only section. Also, members only, remember to go to that community section. I posted a couple of documents that I believe are very potent and impactful. Make sure you're getting your stuff. Okay. Also, I just posted in the highest level membership. I'm going to be doing lessons. I'm going to be teaching some of my absolute greatest wisdom possible in those lessons at the highest level membership. I just posted the first video, which is preparatory steps before I begin those lessons. So what I'm going to be teaching there is everything that I know, that I've learned from my father and other masters of life, that have taught me very well how to pretty much conquer everything in life. It's not a joke. How to conquer everything in life. Now, to what degree you can do that, that's up to you. It's up to you to apply these particular teachings that I'm going to render to you. There's only a few people that are really able to teach these things, that actually have connections with the schools and backgrounds that actually put these things forth. So I'm going to be giving them to you there, but only at the highest level membership. So, click that little join button down there and sign up for that highest level membership. If you don't like it after a month, you can just let it go. It's very, very simple, but it ensures that only the most serious people will get access to that information, so that the information is given, I hope, to the worthy, and so that the information is not misused. Okay. And it has taken me more than 2 decades to master all of these things that I've been taught. Now I'm going to be giving them to you. All right. So now let's take a look at this article here. Cryptopolitan.com. It says Ripple price analysis. Ripple price holds around 30 cents amid bearish winds. You see, like when you have the trillions of dollars flowing across the XRPL, flowing across Stellar blockchain, flowing across Algorand, do you really believe they're going to stay at 30 cents? And I'm going to tell you what. You see, crypto is not just crashing because of, bad things going on in crypto, bad actors. No, crypto is crashing because everything is crashing. The housing market is crashing. Did you see what happened to the housing market recently? The housing market is crashing. The stock market is everything is crashing because the world economies are doing absolutely horrible because of monetary policy. So now they're stuck in a rock and a hard place. I told you this the other day. I think today's the day they're deciding on whether they're going to do 75 basis point rate hike. I told you that in the Roar of the Lion video. I told you that, right? That could be devastating, right? So they're stuck in a rock and a hard place. It's like, if they want to slow the economies down, yeah, people are going to suffer a little bit. But if they don't want them to suffer, they could print more money. But if they print more money, there's going to be even more suffering down the road, and quite soon. So you can't just keep kicking the ball down the street. Sooner or later, you got to pick the ball up and take account and responsibility. So it's not just crypto, but even with crypto being down, and also I believe it could go lower, depending on what they decide with their rate hikes. It depends. We don't know what they're going to decide, right? We're not mind readers. But if they take the wrong path with their rate hikes, like an extreme path, crypto could go lower. The prices could go lower. But, we have to wait and see on that. But yeah, but it doesn't really make a difference when like I said, when it comes to the bank coins. And listen, this is actually a boon and really, really good for, there's so many newcomers. So yeah, there's a lot of people that left crypto just recently. I know, because I saw, they said it. Well, they may come back, you know, maybe they're just on the side, a lot of them, right? But there's so many newcomers, you know, you got to remember, I get comments from every video, like even when the ones that I first put out, I'm still getting comments on these things. So I see people are new here. And so these prices are great for them. You know, they want to accumulate some at this low price for the newcomers. I mean, I think a lot of the people who've been in crypto for a while now, I think they have enough coins. You know, they got a ton of coins. So, you know, it's just a patience game for them. But yeah, these things don't matter. Let's read a little bit further here. It says, Ripple price analysis indicates the bulls are still holding the prices above 30 cent mark. Amid the general market crash, Ripple's XRP has managed to find a place to stabilize around the 30-cent level. Oh boy. Market seems to be in consolidation phase with the prices ranging between 30 and 40 cents. A breakout above 40-cent level is needed for bulls to gain momentum. Push the price to, listen, let me tell you something. Listen, I said this before. Later on, the real bulls, the real whales will step in. That's the banks. About 4 years. Nothing changes the timeline. None of this changes the timeline. None of that stuff out there that's going on changes the timeline. It's just a matter of people making their own decisions. Like, do I want to hold this and possibly be sitting on a pile of money in about, you know, 4 or 5 years time, 3 to 5 years, if we take the low end of what they're saying and then the high end, 3 to 5 years, do I want to be sitting on a pile of money? Or, you know, do I want to leave crypto and, you know, sell all my coins, things of that nature, which is totally up to whoever. Like, it doesn't matter to me whether you buy or sell. Like I said, it's not retail that's going to move these prices. It's going to be the banks, you know, unless you're just looking for quick money plays. Like I said, why would you look here? There's going to be meme coins probably coming out in the future that will just destroy, not destroy, but like, you know, just have insane parabolic runs like they usually do, like, you know, but that's quick money plays, and that's for people who want to do that. But the bank coins are not that, you know. So yeah, it's just about deciding what you want to do, what's best for you, and being comfortable with that, you know. But yes, it doesn't change the timeline. It just doesn't change the trajectory of the bank coins whatsoever. So let's continue on here, right? So everything's looking really, really good, in my humble opinion, as of right now, you know. And that's apart from anybody's personal struggles in life. We have to put things into perspective. Now, what we're looking at when we're looking at the bank coins for many people is a life preserver in the future, right? Something that the banks will hold, something that the banks will back, right? They're already signed up. They're already partnered up with XRP. So it's like a safe haven in the future, I'm not saying now, in the future, but you're securing that your spot in that safe haven for later, right? If they any of these go to an extreme high price, and who knows, like I said, I believe that, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I believe that, you know, an agreed upon price is definitely possible, you know, especially, and then let's not say an agreed upon price either. Let's just put that to the side. But if the Bank of International Settlements, I showed you the document, people downloaded it. I always like to reference that document. It's so impactful. But they said that they would consider staking. You imagine the value that the banks might lock up in something like XRP, or if they chose to use XLM or Algorand, staking with the banks. That's all they have to say. And people would stay to see that price rise. So that's on it. They put that on the table. That's not my words. Bank of International Settlements. OK, so, you know, so if in the future, what we're looking at are safe havens. Right. So you know how people say Bitcoin is a possible safe haven. Well, it's what they used to say. Right. Until now, like, you know, I do believe that Bitcoin has a bright future. You know, it doesn't get in the way of XRP at all. XRP is partnered with almost 500 or over 500 large financial institutions. How does Bitcoin stop that? Not at all. It doesn't get in the way at all. Neither does Ethereum. So, yeah, the banks don't even like Bitcoin. But so, but I do believe Bitcoin has a bright future and stuff like this. So maybe at that time, it'll go back to being a safe haven again once they can stabilize the prices at a high enough range where retail volatility doesn't have a huge effect on it. But that would take a lot of doing. When it comes to XRP, Algorand, and XLM, it's not going to take that much. It's all about the decision making of the banks. Where do they want to stabilize that price once they take everything over? And I believe that they definitely will. They seem to have no problem with the bank coins. And you see the World Economic Forum loves the bank coins. They love Stellar. They love XRP. There's a few of them in there that the World Economic Forum loves. So they're going to become safe havens. Simple as that. And they're not going to be going against the World Economic Forum. None of these central banks. Okay. So know what you hold, So here we have a little bit more news. XRP. I hope you're having a good time. I'm feeling good today. You gotta change the mental energies. We're gonna go over that too. Like I said, sign up for that in that highest level, KLSD Gradu level of the members only section. I'm going to teach you all of these things that I know that I've been practicing for so long. Some of you will be greater practitioners than myself. Some of you will become masters of life, but that's up to you, right? I'm just sharing what I know. It's up to you if you want to apply them or not. It's up to you what you want to do with them. All right. So anyway, another little XRP news tweet says Novati. This is from Novati Payments. Novati is pleased to announce that its AUDC stablecoin will be available across multiple blockchain networks, which now includes the XRP ledger. Then they have a little video here. It says, watch CEO Peter Cook discuss the growth of this new fintech product. Now, listen, there's so many stable coins. And I guess make one now while you can, because the banks will be coming out with their stable coins. I firmly believe that, right? And pushing them en masse, because you already have banks that issue stable coins. Like on Stellar, you have the oldest bank in Europe issued their stable coin on Stellar, right? So they're already doing that, testing that, right? They just haven't pushed it en masse. But believe me, when they want to push it, it will be pushed much further than all of these little stable coins that people are coming out with now, right? And they're going to back it probably. It's going to be a stable coin from the banks is a liability of the central bank, right? So they have to back it with central bank money, which I would assume that some of that is going to be SDR. So that value is not going to move. So if you're looking at, when it comes to stable coins, if you're looking at a stable coin issued from the bank versus a stable coin issued by some fintech or, non-banking financial institution, the people probably would definitely choose the stable coin from the bank because it's going to be firmly backed and you're not going to have it BD pegged. All right. Sort of like what happened to Tron's. They just came out with that stable coin and already they are pulling for liquidity, right? Which was a smart move. It was a smart move that they backed it up with TRX, but they took out like 2 billion TRX to keep that liquidity in there to fill in, to use as a gap filler. Haven't I been saying that for the longest time? Have a gap filler. That's why I wanted to watch that TRX stablecoin, that Tron stablecoin, whatever they're calling it, right? And I always say it doesn't make some of these companies have too much pride. Pride comes before the fall. If you have a stablecoin and you're a blockchain company and you know that you may not have that liquidity because if the markets go down, right? And so your regular crypto offering is what you're using money or value from your regular crypto, Tron, as an example, to support your stable coin. But if Tron's value drops, how do you support your stable coin? You get what I'm saying? Some of these blockchains should stop being so prideful and reach out to Ripple. Reach out to Ripple, or you can reach out to Stellar as well, or Algorand. Ask them to provide you with liquidity, instant liquidity, on-demand liquidity. Heck, you could take XLM and use it yourself. Keep it in a closed ecosystem, something like that. Store your value in it, something like this, so it's not affected by market price, things like that. But when you need to, you can liquidate some of that and inject that into your stable coins for liquidity. And then you can fill the gap that way. They need to reach out to Ripple, but they're not doing that. See, I find that a little shady too. Like, why would you set yourself up in that way, knowing the possibilities of what's been happening? You've got to view all of these other stable coins crash, and yet you've made no changes. I don't understand that. Knowing that yours could suffer the same fate. That's a little bit suspicious to me. Right? So If you don't have liquidity, you don't have proper liquidity. If you have too much volatility in your backing, then you should know that there might be a problem, right? So USDC doesn't have that issue. You know, you keep an eye on USDC. They say 1-to-1 backed, okay, and they're supposed to be compliant. So USDC has been the strongest so far. So they have this new stablecoin on XRP and on XRPL. I would say, hey, AUDC, what is you're pegging your stablecoin to some fiat currency. Okay, now if there's a run on your stablecoin, are like, is this a 1-to-1 back stablecoin? That's another thing. I don't know. That would have been, I think that would have been put in the tweet if it was a 1-to-1 back stablecoin. Usually people like to tout that because it means safety. Like, oh, we have $1. You put in $1, we hold $1. That's like USDC does. That's one of their main attractive points, right? Maybe this is not 1-to-1 back. I'm not sure, but if it's not 1-to-1 backed like USDC, I would say reach out to Ripple, XRP. Let them provide you with liquidity. I don't understand the blockchain companies. Like, you don't want to use what some of the top institutions in the world are using? Do you believe you're better than them? Like, you can't clearly think that because all of your peers have been having problems. But let's continue on. Let's continue on here. I already talked about Tron, so we're just going to skip over that article. 2 billion TRX removed from Binance by Tron to prevent USDD depeg. So at least they're acting to prevent a depeg. So that's pretty good. Let's move on to here. I just wanted to read this little piece. This is from the sale document that a lot of my members only section downloaded and read over. I just want to read this little part and show you why. Another reason why the bank coins are going to dominate. Why they're very selective. Well, at least like Ripple is, and Algorand as well with the NFTs that they're working with and promoting. Like you saw Algorand just work with the Australian zoo. Ooh. And they have so many different athletes and such and musicians, have NFTs on some of these bank coin blockchains. So they've been very strategic in who they're partnering with, knowing that everything's going to be tokenized, right? But let me just read this. I just want to read this little tidbit here from the sale document. It says, that being said, we see that legacy CRM software is not compatible with Web3. Listen, that sentence alone tells you how bright the future is, how powerful it's going to be. Web3 is going to be huge. You see businesses already, they're telling their employees that in the future, they will be having meetings in the metaverse. Right? So the metaverse is here to stay. Web3 is here to stay. Right? And I'm not just saying, I know Web3 extends a little bit beyond beyond the metaverse, but the metaverse is going to be a huge deal because of how many uses it's going to have. Right? And the legacy system is not compatible with that. Which means that right now, the bank coins, who I believe will be the dominance in the future when it comes to NFTs, I really believe that, especially like Hedera and Algorand doing a tremendous job with NFTs with almost no fees at all on some of their premier NFT galleries and dApps, apps, whatever you want to call them, right? So you can't beat that. You're almost making tons of money. You're making tons of money with almost spending no money at all to even mint them. So I believe they're going to dominate. So that means that the bank coins are holding all the keys to the right doors when it comes to the tokenization of everything. I mean, you can't possibly believe that in the future, that businesses are going to choose Ethereum where they're paying an arm and a leg to mint an NFT or to trade an NFT or to move value over Algorand, which takes like 0.001 or 0.0001 algo to mint an NFT that then can be sold for thousands of dollars? No. No, the bank coins hold all the keys, all right? Not keys. I say that in crypto. They're like, wait, whose keys they hold? Not those keys. Keys to the doors. It's a metaphor, all right? All right, let's continue on here. It says, not from a technological perspective, and certainly not from a philosophical point of view. Traditional CRM software does not support blockchain, smart contracts, NFTs. Really, I could stop there, but let's continue on with the sentence. And is all about data silos and owned media channels. Philosophically speaking, traditional CRMs are focused to get a transactional outcome where they do not consider a mutual long-term relationship with a customer that now has skin in the game. So like, there you have it. We are poised for domination. There's going to be rough patches here and there. We've gone through rough patches before. We're going through a rough patch again. There's going to be ups and downs. There's a balance to everything. But those who have eyes to see, ears to hear, they understand what's to come, right? And that's why we prepared for what is to come. We took preparatory steps all last year, right? We prepared for these moments. We knew it was coming. We've been talking about these things on the channel for quite some time, saying that there were catalysts. Didn't I tell you that? There were catalysts that can make things go down. We've already went through 2 of them. We're waiting on another one. I don't want to talk about it right now because you got to be careful what you say on YouTube. You know, this is a business. I'm trying to build this channel into a business. So, you know, got to be careful. Want that business to continue. So now let's move on here. OK, before we get too deep into the video, I hope you're enjoying the video. I'm trying to give you as much as I can today here, much as my thoughts instead of just, you know, giving you more reading the articles and then less of my thoughts. I'm trying to give you more. OK, so here we go. This is one of the best documents ever. I put a link to it in the members only section. Go down and click that join button. You only need to see some of the links and stuff like that. You only need like the entry level membership. But if you do a higher level membership to support the channel, I greatly would appreciate that. Trust me, every little bit counts to keeping this channel alive. All right. But I put a link there. This is one of the best documents I've read in a long time. This is from payments.com. You have to like sign up and type in what your business is and stuff like that in order to download it. Let's start here. It goes as such. Real-time payments usage may be nearing an inflection point. These payments still account for just 2% of corporate payments sent and 1.3% of payments received. Real-time payments. Did you just hear what they said? Real-time payments only account for 2% of corporate payments. That's B2B. They just told us that we're like B2B is wide open. There's nobody dominating that yet we hold protocol, XRP, XLM, Algorand that specialize in doing B2B cross-border payments. And let me say this also. If it can do B2B cross-border payments, you can do any payments with them pretty much. They just like to highlight that, right? It makes it sound limited though. It's not limited. 2%, we could scrape up a good deal of that percentage. Of what's left. 98% of the payments are left. We can set up full infrastructures for those businesses, which IBM has been doing, Lightnet has been doing, Ripple has been doing, full infrastructures to move as much value as possible for them. But let's continue on here. That's not the only thing. Let's continue on here. This should be very exciting. I mean, money, money, money. Let's continue on here. It says the opportunities these payments, talking about instant payments, right? The opportunities these payments offer in helping companies shore up cash flow management and maximize efficiency. Haven't I been saying that for like an entire year? As more corporate accounting and finance departments install the necessary infrastructure, they're still installing it. I told you, they're still building. This is why things are taking so long. But we're getting there. But here you have them telling you themselves, okay? So it makes more of an impact with some people. It says they're still setting up necessary infrastructure to handle real-time payments. This payment method may steadily replace more familiar and established forms of business-to-business payments. Then wasn't I just talking the other day about how it's not really about completely replacing the system, but slowly as you congeal with that system and businesses see how good it is to use your bank coin, use your XRPLs, your Stellars, your Algorand blockchains and such, Hedera's, distributed ledger technology. They will convert over to that because they see how much money they're freeing up, how much money now they have to play with. how fast it is to receive money and get money. Now they can make decisions faster. They don't have to delay decisions. All of this is really, really good. So yes, over time, little by little, a system can be replaced, right? And so here they're telling you this. So when we say the new financial system, it's not a joke. They love it. They love instant payments. They love having just a tiny little transaction fee to pay. And they will adopt it en masse when the time is right. They're still setting up infrastructure, as they just said. Give them some time and that money will come. So it says, as more corporate accounting and finance departments install the necessary infrastructure to handle real-time payments, this payment method may steadily replace more familiar and established forms of business-to-business payments, such as credit cards and checks. It's gonna replace a lot more than that, but especially with interoperability. We'll talk about that another time as far as the interoperability of certain systems. Like for instance, some of these banks have account to account instant payments, or like, instant payments from this bank to their partner bank, but not all banks, right? So they're not all interoperable. That's going to be an issue coming up. So what we provide is interoperability across the board. Send your money anywhere, nearly instantaneous. Okay. So let's continue on here. It says nearly 3/4 of companies receiving real-time payments say they expect to increase payments received via this. Hold on, let me scroll up. Via this method in the next year. And 69% of companies sending real-time payments say they expect to increase usage of real-time payments. Although real-time payments can have some drawbacks, such as the expense of implementing the necessary systems and the cost associated with making the payments, many businesses recognize that the benefits exceed the shortcomings in a significant amount. I told you. Oh man, the future is very, very bright. Oh, this is a good time to be alive. And listen, nothing good comes without a struggle. All right, because I know some people like, it's not a good time to be alive. Alpha, I'm going through struggles. Everyone goes through struggles every day in different degrees. But let those struggles make you appreciate later. Well, a wise one would let those struggles make them appreciate later all the good things that are to come. That contrast makes you appreciate the boons of life, the good things of life, right? All your struggle, heartache, and pain, but then you reach the finish line, you get a trophy. Like, yes, because of the struggle, it made you appreciate reaching that finish line, having that trophy, accomplishing things. It's like that across everything in life. You have to go through struggles. So crypto is going through some struggles right now, right? But if you make it across that finish line, guarantee you, if everything goes according to plan, no guarantees, but if you're sitting on a pile of money at the end, you're going to feel very, very good. Very, very good. Okay. And it will make all of it worth going through, right? These are necessary pains, right? So let's continue on just a little bit more. This is a great document. We might cover a little bit more of this because we only got through a few paragraphs and a lot of this is very, very good. It says real-time payments, the fast track to the future of corporate payments, and the clearinghouse collaboration of offers insights into the rapidly growing market for real-time payments. Our findings are based on the survey of 100 executives. So not just anybody, executives at companies generating $50 million to $1 billion in annual revenue that was conducted from January 12th to January 31st. So the people that are saying this are the people that are running everything. The people that are running everything are telling you that instant payments, like what, for instance, XRP offers, Algorand offers, that speed, that instant settlement, you don't have to wait, that they will be increasing use of those types of things, right? That they will be, those will be the dominant forms of payment. You have over 100 executives who run companies that are worth from $50 million to $1 billion. I mean, hey, when they speak, I would think that people would listen because we want to make some money, right? So I think that that's pretty significant and impactful. It says, this is what we found. 15% of companies from 4 industries with annual revenue between $50 million and $1 billion use real-time payments to make or receive payments. So they're already beginning, right? They're already beginning. They're testing things out. They're probably using some legacy system offerings as well, right? And nearly 10% of the companies surveyed that use real-time payments come from this revenue range. So keep in mind, a lot of them have signed memorandums of understanding with these bank coin companies. They also have non-disclosure agreements. Of course, that makes perfect sense. So a lot of them are signed up. Also remember that they offer test offerings as well. So you have like for what like what Ripple did with Santander, they offer like this test offering, but obviously, you know, to do bigger things in the future, they're going to have to utilize the XRPL to a greater degree. But, you know, so you have all of this going on and you have 98% of corporate payments still there for the taking. 98%. That's a lot of money. So it's just a matter of the bank coins doing what it is that they do best, getting in those meetings, staying focused, land those deals in partnerships, bring that money in. There's a lot of money on the table and show them the best of you. If those bank coins can show these corporations, these large business institutions, the best of them, we will dominate. And that money will be very, very good, in my humble opinion. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.